Alright, first load of landscaping rocks. Did rain today, but the truck was able to get up. So there's our first load, and we're going to use that for that 80 cm strip to go there by the carport. And then we just talked to the driver, and he said there's another truck on its way up the mountain. And we'll dump that right there, and then we'll use that for behind the pergola. Alright, second load today. So now we have our rock for that back pergola area, as well as for that 80 cm strip. So this is 4 cubics. Take a look at that tire. That's what you call a bologna skin. Thanks, guys.
Hello everyone, today's construction day 120.
All right, so you can see we're here in the carport. This is our first intro we decided to do in the carport. The breeze is just too nice here. We didn't feel like getting up because we've been doing some landscaping today. Wilma's been getting involved. So we said, hey, we have to do our intro. So we're doing it right here from our carport. So they're focusing on the bathroom tile today. Making some good progress, so you're going to see that. Janelle is also working on some landscaping, so I'll show you what he's working on. Once the bathroom tile is done, meaning the walls and the floor, which they're saying will be done this week, they're going to start the 3 bedrooms, the tile in the 3 bedrooms, and the master closet. So that tile is not here on site yet, so we're going to go to City Hardware later this week with the contractor and get those tiles purchased, get it up here on site, and then if not early next week, mid next week, they'll start tiling the master closet and the 3 bedrooms. So things are moving along. We found a very nice vanity at City Hardware. So that vanity is the one that we will use for the spare bathroom, and then the vanity for the master bathroom will be custom made. So you guys can tell things are definitely moving. So when we left here yesterday, we did go straight to Dumaguete City, and we purchased the range hood for the kitchen. So now the 2 items that we needed to get, the range hood as well as that dish dryer we have, and we just got to get that to the cabinet maker, and he'll build that into the actual cabinets. So we're very happy that they're already building the cabinets. That just means that they'll get here sooner. I didn't mention that on Saturday morning early, I guess 8 a.m. before we got here, the representative of the glass company who will be making our windows was on site because all the windowsills were skim coated. So all the measurements for all that main glass in front of the house, as well as all the windows, has all been measured. So now one could assume that they're going to start building our windows and all that glass in front of the house. So Wilma and I do plan to go to that window factory and hopefully see our windows be made, or at least see the operation. So stay tuned for that. So we're here at the build site now, so let's get you guys some updates. Good morning, everyone. Wilma and I got to the site extra early again today, and you can see that we have our 4 cubics of stone. And what I did was I told Jernell he did get that 4-inch pipe buried, and it's all covered with gravel. But I told him to stop that project to work on over here, just because every time it rains, the water comes off. And then obviously, starts wearing away at the dirt. So I wanted to get at least this done today. So late yesterday, I was standing here, and then actually a viewer said the exact same thing last night. If you can see, I had this 80 cm, and I had it split where the water would come down and hit it right there in the middle. But now, as you can see, I moved it over quite a bit. So now the water is going to hit about here on a nice slow steady rain. And then we did that because if it really starts raining hard, I would imagine that as the water travels faster, it'll come out this way more and more. So now I feel pretty confident. So just a steady rain, it'll hit about here, and then it has all this extra room to come out. And it'll never get out to here, I don't think. I guess we'll find out someday. But what Jernell did was he dug this out this morning, and then he tamped it down real good. So this is a firm base. So you can see he went down. He's actually looks like about 4 inches. But he tamped this all down this morning. So it's in real good shape. And now what we're doing is we're collecting many of the cement sacks, and we're cutting them open. And then what he's doing is he's going through and putting holes. I told him to put 20 holes per bag. So you can see there's one there, one here. There's about 20 per bag as he opens it up. And we're laying this on top of that tamped dirt, and then coming in with this nice large rock and starting to fill this in. So it's looking good. And then once he gets this all done, we'll take a look and see how much more we want to put in. We want to make sure that we cover the bags, that we don't see the bags. And then the cement will come right here. So the cement will be actually up 4 inches from the top of the gravel. So the gravel will come across, and then the cement will come up 4 inches and go this way. So any rainwater that primarily will hit here, I guess in a real big storm will hit here, will not jump up over these 4 inches and go onto the carport. It'll drain through all these slits in the concrete bags, and then whatever doesn't go down will go this way. And then here's where the taper will start. So we got a lot of landscaping to do, but starting right here, it's going to be a gradual pitch all the way to the wall. So any spillage here, when it starts filling up, it'll automatically start pitching just because of the taper, the natural taper going to the wall. And then Wilma and I have to make a decision. We talked about it yesterday. We'll either bring up some of that real nice black topsoil and put a few inches here all the way to the septic and plant grass here, which also would help holding the dirt together. Nice grass, frog grass, something that doesn't grow, or more gravel. So we'll decide that later. We got plenty of time to make that decision, because the contractor has to have the guys render this wall before we backfill. And then so that'll be the next step after this is rendered. But we want to get this done today, just because this is the largest area of rainwater that'll actually come onto the property, because 90% of the rainwater is going to go on the other side of that wall, but there will be a percentage that comes off here, and we wanted to get this done as soon as possible. So looking good. So each tile setter, Jerry and Robert, they each have their own helper. And I'm going to go ahead and show Robert just because it's a little brighter here in the spare bedroom. So they have their helpers, and the helper is the one mixing the cement, going to that 55-gallon drum where all the tile is inside the water soaking, retrieving the tile as needed, and then they do the cuts. So that's what the helpers do, and then that keeps the tile setter, busy. So this is the tool they're using to cut. So it's just a simple saw, and look at all the cuts in the floor. Serenity now. Yeah, that's not a problem because they put an inch or more of cement on top of this base when they lay the tile. I'll show that when they do the floor tile. So the helper is just keeping them going with cement and doing the cuts and bringing enough tile. And you can just see the work that Robert's doing. So he just fills in the area, and then what he does is he has his water and his sponge here because they're constantly trying to make sure they're keeping the tile clean. So what I'm watching them is once they get tiles in place, they go over with a sponge and get off any cement that happens to be on the tile. And then what I'm watching them do also is, see the rivets that I mentioned for the spacers? They take a rivet and they make sure there's no concrete between the tiles. If there is, they'll just keep working it and getting it out. So when they get ready for grout, the grout has a place to go. And then what they also do is, it's a term back butter. So what they'll do is they'll actually put the cement on the wall as well as on the back of the tile. So they'll put all cement on this tile, and so it has cement on the tile as well as the wall. And then once they get the tile on the wall, they have a rubber mallet, which is right down there. And then what they do is they work on level, and they're tapping the tile on the concrete just to make sure there's no voids, no air bubbles, and to get it as level as possible. And then Robert's constantly measuring and marking the next tile for his helper. So that's the process. You can see him wiping everything down, trying to keep the tile as clean as possible. I'll probably have Jernell clean up all this mess as well today, just try to keep with the theme of things looking better here. But what I did today was I took this pipe and I drilled holes in it. It's not perfect, not perfectly round, but it doesn't need to be. You can see all the holes, perforated holes all the way down the PVC. Now, my contractor says the way this is designed, with the 4 sinks and the 2 showers going in this third chamber, that with the sandy bottom, and guys, you remember this goes down like 7 feet. It's deep. He said you'll never have a problem with drainage. You don't need a leach field. It's just basically something that he wouldn't do. But we're going to do it anyway. Just because I want to make sure, and I'll tell you why. We briefly rented a place in Leyte when we were looking for property, and we wanted to be closer to where we were looking on the other side of the island. And that house had improper septic. Now, it wasn't no problem with the toilets, but the shower itself that I'm assuming drained into another chamber like this, because I didn't see any water going out onto the ground anywhere. The shower would back up, so if Wilma took a shower, then I took a shower, it would back up, and didn't like it at all. So I just assumed that this chamber filled, and then the shower water just backed up into the house. So obviously we don't want that to happen with our house, and we're going to go ahead and tap into this third chamber. I think I'm only going to do 1 pipe perforated and 2 solid. So the first solid will go out, the next one will go out, and then the third one will be perforated. And again, the contractor says, and actually one of our viewers said the same thing. One of our viewers that's been around a long time, I can tell by his comments he knows quite a bit about construction. He says we don't need a leach as well. But, you know, for the reasons I just explained, we're going to do that just in case. So again, this is just shower water and sink water. And if it does happen to fill up, we'll have these large pipes set up, pitched downward. That last pipe that's going to be perforated will have a lot of gravel under it, you know, just to help aid with the drainage. And we're going to get this done here hopefully this week as well. So as a do-it-yourselfer, I wanted to show you guys some of the tools that I brought. So I was a fan of Cobalt. When I was in the US, I bought a lot of their wrenches and socket sets, and it seemed like real quality. So what I did before we moved here, and for the guys that's been around a long time, you know, we shipped 35 Balik buy-in boxes, and I bought every power tool Cobalt had. You name the attachment, from lights to skill saws, everything, chop saws, different drills. I bought every type of appliance that they had. And then I bought a bunch of these 4 amp hours. I think I bought 6 of them, and these last a long time. These 4.0 amp hours. I think I have 2 chargers or 3 chargers and 6 batteries. So these work really well. They're brushless, and I'm sure there's better quality out there. But for what I'm going to use it for, which is just, you know, little projects here and there, these should last a long time. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted a couple 110 volt outlets in the house, because these charge off of 110. So I just have to make sure that I use the 110 outlets to charge these batteries. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of Cobalt tools. The reason why I have Jernell working on the turnaround, as well as those stones there at the carport, where he can just make some progress with the overall landscaping plan. But I didn't want him to be over here while the guys are starting to render the wall. So you can see the back wall is now rendered. They're turning, starting to go down. And you can see the work Jernell did. Looking really good. Everything is tapered down. So once Jernell gets done with the carport, and then a little bit more work with the truck turnaround, he'll come over here, and well, Dino will be probably down to here by then. We'll have plenty of room for Jernell to work. So obviously this still needs to be painted, but he'll start putting the sacks down and then start bringing in that large rock here and start filling in this area. So also, here's the drainage pipe that I bought, and I said I was going to buy 5 pieces at 3 meters. I bought 6 pieces at 3 meters, and you can see I doubled up on the size. So I told you guys I was going to use this side. I still think this would have been good enough, but I went ahead and made the investment in larger pipe. So again, there'll be a drain here. This will be embedded into the concrete, and we'll put these all together, and they will follow basically the running line of the blue pipe, which is the backwash pipe. And I bought enough 18 meters to go to the rock wall. So any rainwater that will spill in this area, you can see how it's pitched, will run this way, find the drainage if done correctly, and off it will go off the property and then down to Wilma's garden. And then this will all at some point get back filled in, and there'll be a 4-inch pad here. So that's the plan on this side of the house. Just another beautiful day, and what a really nice breeze all day today. It's sunny, but the breeze makes it very nice. So you can see Janelle got all the rock up here. Now he's going through doing a real good tamp, making sure everything is nice and level. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that large rock right there. Looks like it's quartzite because it's got a green to it. Once I clean it up, it's got like a green tint. We're going to put it right here. And then what we'll probably end up doing is every maybe 8 feet, put rocks down the side here. That's kind of early on because we still got a lot of landscaping to do here, and this is not the final grade at all because it's going to taper down. But we're just sitting here talking. We're going to take this large rock, put it here, just maybe 8 feet, and then Wilma is talking about already putting some dwarf trees, coconut trees and whatnot here. Again, it's just talk because we have to see what the root structure would be with the fence and of course the concrete. Puppy update. So we brought him outside for the first time. We have him in the carport. So we got him out of that dark area back there in the dirty kitchen, and they're having lunch. So we're taking him out a little bit, try to get him in the sun a little bit, let him walk around. But once they eat, they're going to want to take about a 2-hour nap. But I'll go ahead and let them eat, and then once they're done, I'll try to film them here walking around. Alright, so the puppies just got done having lunch. And now they're just exploring for the first time. Of course, Sandy wants as much airtime as possible. But they're definitely walking around a lot more. And we found that earlier today they actually got out of their little area back there. Somehow they climbed over those hollow blocks. So they're definitely getting mobile. So mommy did sit, so they're having another snack. Let me see if I can move around a little bit. So we're just going to let them stay out here just a little bit longer, and then we'll get them back into their safe haven here. So we were wrapping this up, and then Wilma said, well, the water's going to run off there, but isn't the water going to run off here as well? Because there's the roof. So once again, Wilma's right. So you can see I just marked it out. We're going to go ahead and extend this rock area down and then across to meet up with this wall, and then come down here. And then while we're at it, you might as well just extend it just a little more, just to match, and come across here. So you can see I marked it out. And then we're going to take this down, you know, that same 4 inches, and we'll fill this area in with dirt, because water will also run off of here. So there you go. I'm going to hear this all night. There she is. Wilma's right again.
I'm here to supervise.
You are the CEO.